The next topic is consignment. What is a consignment? You see this on the sales side as well. Let's take an example. Now, in our coffee shop, we sell so many things, right? There are some things that we don't buy from the vendor right up front. One example could be newspapers. So here is our coffee shop, and we sell newspapers. The newspaper company, say New York Times, the dealer for New York Times, is going to supply newspapers to us. Let's say in the morning he supplies 100 quantity of New York Times. But you see, we might not be able to sell all 100 of them. Maybe we sell 50 today. Maybe we sell 75 tomorrow. Maybe we sell just 10 the day after. So what happens to the rest of the stock? Are we being charged for the entire 100 newspapers? I'm not specifically talking about New York Times. So don't assume that this is how New York Times does business. But typically, the newspaper industry or any kind of print media where the product is sold that has a limited shelf life. Think of newspapers, think of monthly or weekly magazines, and after that month or week or day, the product is no longer valid. Nobody buys yesterday's newspapers, right? So in cases like that, the company takes back the goods that we could not sell. This is common practice. It's not just the coffee shop. Many industries follow this practice for certain kind of materials, not for all. Let me give you one more example before we go see it in action. If I am a steel industry, I have a steel factory, and I require what? I require coal, I require iron ore, I require so many different kinds of raw materials, right? Now, how much of coal do I require? I'm a steel factory. I need hundreds of thousands of tons of coal. I'm not going to buy all that coal. I'm not going to buy all that iron ore as well. So what I do with the vendors is, here is the miner. He's mining the coal or iron ore. And what he does is, so he dumps as much coal as I need into my warehouse or lot. It could be open warehouse, closed warehouse, just an open space, anything of that sort. He just dumps it and say he dumps 5,000 tons in this load today, right? And today I keep consuming 500 tons today, 1,000 tons tomorrow, and I keep consuming. And only when I consume is that a sale from a miner's perspective. Or only when I consume is that a purchase from my perspective, from a buyer's perspective. Meaning, if 5,000 tons of coal is deposited in this lot, I'm calling it the lot, and only I consume 500 tons for the day, I'm only liable to pay for 500 tons. I don't pay for 5,000 tons. Tomorrow, I consume 500 more. Now I'm liable to pay 500 plus 500. How much is that? 1,000 tons. So when lot is called the consignment lot. So why is it called the consignment lot? Because it's not really a sale that our vendor has sent us. We don't count them as goods received. But nothing we are liable yet. Unless we own the goods, we are not liable for them. He is just keeping it here for convenience. Why? Because, I can't keep going to this vendor or miner for every 500 tons of coal. Because I have a factory that's running 24/7 and I can't afford to have excess inventory or short supply. So in cases like that, in some industries, based on the industry and the type of goods, I cannot generalize it. I cannot say it happens every time. Now, another example you could be tempted to say is cars. Car dealers get cars on consignment, and when the customer walks into the dealer's office, picks the car, and wishes to buy it, that's when it could be converted to a sale. But that's not how it happens in the car industry. So, whether it's a consignment or not is dependent on the nature of the industry. And the difference, key difference between a consignment and a regular sale is that in a consignment, the vendor sends you the goods, but still you don't own them. You own them when you consume them. When you consume them, you pay for it. Now, how do you do them in SAP?